Hi everyone, Brian Valerio, Vice President in the Proxy Solicitation Group at Alliance Advisors. And I'm back today to talk about the COVID-19 pandemic and social justice protests that resulted from George Floyd's death and how those two issues may impact 2020 fall off-season engagements between issuers, shareholders, and the institutional proxy advisory firms, as well as how these issues could potentially bubble up into 2021 shareholder proposals. Now, COVID-19 and the social unrest that we have seen since George Floyd's death may lead to shareholder concerns about executive compensation and then social issues like employee diversity and pay equity, as well as issues about the continued use of virtual shareholder meetings in place of in-person meetings. First, let's talk about human capital management. We anticipate issues around human capital management like employee retention, health, safety, and pay to be prominent topics during fall off-season engagements. And one tipping point for this, or one clue to this, is that BlackRock has already stated that it plans to refresh its expectations around human capital management and how companies are going to pursue sustainable business practices going forward. And this was issued in their half-year investment stewardship report. They noted this. We also might see increased focus on diversity and pay equity in 2021, and this could come as a result of the outpouring of social justice protests that we've seen throughout the country since George Floyd's death. We've also seen some shareholder groups voice complaints about the use of virtual shareholder meetings instead of in-person meetings. And some of these complaints have centered around the inability or the perceived inability to ask questions on a live basis in virtual shareholder meetings in a way that they could in live meetings. So this is something that issuers should be cognizant of heading into the fall off-season engagements, because this could be a potential topic that comes up. So what we recommend issuers do is review the soon-to-be-released NPX filings and institutional voting disclosures and conduct a targeted outreach and engagement program so that they can have insight into their key institutional investors' concerns and expectations for the issuer. That way, the issuer wouldn't be caught off guard by any key issue at next year's meeting, or might get voting at next year's meeting that they didn't anticipate. This allows you to see around the bend and see what's coming before the issue arises. So if you have any questions about these issues or about how to navigate this process, please reach out and I'll be happy to walk you through it.